Use of evaluative words. In technical writing, often you will need to indicate your positions or evaluations of an idea. A typical research involves a series of investigation program, which later is going to yield you results, and you will need to analyze and interpret the results and discuss the finding. You know that the nature of the research is actually venturing into the regions of unknown, and there will be an extensive literature review providing you basis and fundamentals, which will lead to a situations that there will be areas that you are quite confident, and there will be areas of speculations, hypotheses, assumptions, which are uncertain in the nature. You will need to be careful with your statement, not to overclaim something. Of course, you should also not to underclaim something. You cannot make every statement or every opinions given by you to be extremely confident, especially for those you yourself is uncertain of. This will mislead the reader, and you know that normally the readers has a higher level of acceptance to whatever is being presented in the technical writing. This is normal because you are the one doing the investigation program. The reader may or may not be actively involved with the field of the study. The reader expects you to have gone through all the necessary investigations before you come up with certain conclusions and findings. It is your responsibility to clearly indicate to the reader how confident are you with certain findings and opinions. Under such circumstances, you may use the cautious word such as may, can, and probably in order to indicate a level of uncertainty. We have mentioned about different level of uncertainty as indicated by different words. If you have 50-50 chance, you may use the word possibly, perhaps, and maybe. If you have slightly higher confidence level, you can go for probably. If you are 100% sure, you can use definitely. Personally, in the technical writing, I find the word definitely quite rare, as it is the habit of the researcher refrain from overclaiming certain things. And you know that the research by nature is actually putting the pieces together, the outcome of the investigations, and then tell a storyline to connect those pieces on basis of some first principles and fundamentals, and there will be some aspects of speculations or scientific guess. Therefore, it is quite rarely for us to use definitely. That means your options of the words, it will be somewhere in the range of 50 to 75%. Knowing the cautious words and their level of uncertainty, you will need to know the usage of those words. It is when you are uncertain about what you said or read, or when you want to make clear that you are only presenting your opinion, or you are certain about what you are claiming but want to be seen as modest or show difference to your reader, and you acknowledge that readers may have reservations about your claim. Although a caution word seems to weaken a claim, the weakened claim is less vulnerable to the objections because the reader cannot deny your weakened claim. You need to bear in mind that not all the claim needs to be very strong and with high confidence. You will need to admit your limitations in terms of the knowledge and capacity, as well as the limitations of the investigation program. When you are not sure of certain thing, you are supposed to indicate that you are not sure. That means you are proposing an opinion or a direction of thoughts for the readers to ponder off. Then it will be up to the reader whether to agree with you, or he may have different opinions otherwise. However, even after you have written a claim, you may need to give further elaborations or provide alternatives or objections, that means different opinions, to evaluate the written claim. This is where you can dig further, which you may make clarifications or justifications of your claim, pointing out the reason why you are unconfident of the claim, any possible areas which needs to be taken into considerations that may alter the directions of the claim, and so on and so forth. This is especially necessary if you anticipate that the reader will require more information. Some students may feel that the entire technical writing must be presented in the very confident form in order to gain acceptance of the reader. This is not true, as most of the reader would prefer you to give accurate informations, modest evaluations, and not to mislead them towards some directions which shouldn't be. Which in the first place, when the reader decided to read your paper, it is either seeking for possible ideas or seeking for the answers. It is your responsibility for them to be able to distinguish this, whether you are proposing an idea or are you giving an answer to the readers.